Hello YouTube, B3 back to another kicking action figure review. Yes, this is a dope figure review we have for you today. This figure just came out at the time of filming this. They actually hit shelves in my area pretty quickly, which is a pretty big surprise. I've been lucking out with that kind of thing lately. But it is the DC Comics Multiverse Reverse Flash from Mattel. Yes, this is Reverse Flash as he appears in the CW's Flash TV show. Amazing show, absolutely incredible. Out of all the CW superhero shows that are currently on, it's the best. I haven't watched Smallville, so I can't speak for it. Amazon never happened, etc., etc. But yeah, you know, I'd say he's just about as good as the Flash figure. I did review the Flash figure, so yeah, whatever. But he, the Flash, and Arrow were all part of the same wave for the Justice Buster, or it's like Batman's kind of Hulkbuster thing to fight the Justice League. He used it in Endgame. Endgame was a great story. Get the graphic novel. But he comes with like the torso and the waist here, and it doesn't pop in. I don't know if that's just mine. I'm just going to assume it is. I can glue it in. I won't lose any articulation if I just put some glue down in there and then stick this in. I won't lose any articulation if I do that. So that's fine, I guess, but I shouldn't have to buy glue. I shouldn't have to buy super glue for my Build-A-Figure because it should stay together. So that's a big problem I have. With this, I am upset, but what can you do? Currently, I just gotta go get glue tomorrow or something. Anyways, Reverse Flash himself. He's an okay figure. Like he could be much better. For instance, his hands. I don't know why he has holding hands. The Flash has the same stupid holding hands. There's nothing he comes with for him to hold, and it doesn't make sense. Either give us fist hands, karate chop hands for running, or, you know, God forbid, interchangeable hands. I mean, come on, Mattel. You're kind of... like, sometimes Mattel releases a figure and I'm like, wow, this is a really great figure. And sometimes Mattel releases a figure and I'm like, oh, Mattel, what'd you do that for? Like, this guy is like a decent sculpt, I guess. I think he could be a little bigger, honestly. But I'm going to get the DC Direct as well, so size will be satisfied with that. I mean, it looks like the suit from the show, you know. The black paint... it rubs off pretty easily, and I know that because look at the joints. I moved these joints one time, and then they already scuffed that much. So, yeah. His joints will scuff as you move him, so if you want this guy mint, just leave him in baggage. Which was what you would do anyways if you wanted a mint figure. But... yeah, other than that, paint's fine. I like his red eyes. They gave him cool red eyes. I like that. I like his symbols painted. He looks pretty accurate. Woo! Dropped him. He looks pretty accurate to me. He's got a booty, though. Reverse Flash got a booty. But, yeah. You know, I think he looks fine, you know, detail and paint-wise. Articulation-wise, he leaves a bit to be desired. You know, you get the side-to-side, just a tiny little bit up and down, not enough to matter. No ab crunch. I let that pass the first few times it happened, but now I'm legit pissed about it. I want an ab crunch. There's no excuse anymore. You're giving half your figures ab crunches and half aren't getting them. The Supergirl figure is going to get an ab crunch. TV Supergirl gets an ab crunch. Why can't Arrow and Flash have an ab crunch? Up and down in the arms is fine. It doesn't come up too far, but I can live with that. You got the forward and back, of course. Elbow bend, elbow rotation, which is fine. Wrist swivel. Mattel could give us some forward and back, but, you know, then they'd actually have to do something. And then you have a waist swivel, which is a little tight, but it works out. In and out on the legs, forward and back. The crotch pits aren't terribly noticeable on this guy, unless you have him all spread out, but you can't get him in those poses because he doesn't have ankle pivot, so it doesn't really matter. Thigh swivel, knee bend as you saw earlier, and up and down on the foot. Peg holes, blah, blah, blah. So that's, you know, about the figure in general. So let's do some size comparisons before I straight up hate myself. Now, here he is with our other TV heroes from the CW, or the ones in this wave anyways. Here on the left we have the Season 2 variant of The Flash, and here on the right we have Season 2 Arrow, who for some reason comes with Season 1 Arrow's bow. And, yeah, you know, actually, I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this works out. He's going to scale well with your other TV heroes from Mattel. Now, here he is with some figures from DC Collectibles. I didn't bother bringing in one of my Flash or Arrow DC Collectibles. I just grabbed the two nearest ones because, as you can see, he doesn't even get close to scaling well with DC Collectibles, honestly. Here on the left, we have the Greg Capullo Designer Series Red Hood, and on the right, the GameStop exclusive Battle Damaged Arkham Knight Batman. And he just doesn't work with them. If you want Reverse Flash from the TV show to go with these guys, you're going to need the DC Direct one. Now here he is with some movie figures. I got two Batman just so you can kind of see how scale has changed recently. Here on the left we have the Dark Knight Rises Batman, who I think actually scales perfectly with Reverse Flash. And then here on the right we have the Batman vs. Superman Batman. Shitty movie, but I actually like this figure. He's a pretty decent figure. Did I say shitty? I think I did, yeah. Sorry, kiddos. But, you know, I think he'll scale well with your movie masters from the past, like Man of Steel and Green Lantern and stuff. He doesn't totally perfectly fit in with the new movie figures, though, because they are a little bit bigger, which is fine with me because they scale with more of my figures that way. But still, you know, I don't know why they upped the size of these and then the TV show figures are the same scale. I don't know how Mattel got away with that. But they did, so that's what's up. But honestly, I don't think that's too terribly bad. If it wasn't Batman, I'd probably give it a little leeway, because the Wonder Woman's tall too, but she's an Amazon, so I'm dope with Wonder Woman being taller than the guys. I think that's normal. I think that's cool, actually. I think it's hot, too. I like tall girls, yo. Tall women are just the hottest. What am I talking about now? Oh, yeah, action figures. Anyways, yeah, so you can kind of maybe work him with these, like when he's running and stuff, but if you're just standing vanilla like this, he'll look better with the movie masters. Here he is with some DC Universe Classic figures. We have Power Girl on the left and Sinestro Corps Cyborg Superman on the right. And lastly, here's Reverse Flash with some DC Icons figures, which are from DC Collectibles but are in a different scale. And I actually think he looks really cool with these guys. Yeah, on the left we have Green Lantern Hal Jordan, and on the right, a bigger one, Black Adam. And I think he looks great with these guys. He's great. So, Movie Masters, the current TV figures, and DC Icons are the best things to scale this guy with. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse TV Reverse Flash figure? Well, honestly, I've seen worse figures. I've seen worse figures from Mattel. I think he's alright, you know, he's just a neat little figure. He goes well with the Flash figure, which I guess is the most important thing. But, you know, I feel like that paint on the legs is going to scuff up as this guy's life goes by. I mean, I'm just going to have him on display most of the time and use him for reviews maybe, but other than that, you know, he's not a terribly great figure. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the DC Collectibles one even more once that is in hand for me. But in the meantime, you know, I'm building a Justice Buster. I need him in this scale to kind of go with my movie and TV figures. So, all in all, you know, he's just not a bad figure. He's not too terrible. He could be much better, because I don't terribly like this guy compared to many of my other Mattel figures and stuff. Same with the Flash. But, you know, I'm not going to say he's a bad figure. He's just what he is. $20 is okay to pay for him. Like, it might be pushing it a little. I wouldn't pay a cent over 20 though. Not a cent. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys very much. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below, and I'll see you all later.